I cried like a baby. Like, I just couldn't understand how we could get such a rating. Let me tell you about this other event. This one was pretty dear to my heart. So there's this particular company I've been dying to plan events for. I mean, I'd really, really been dying to do events for them. This company is probably about among the top 3 companies in the world. So a friend of mine had gotten a contract to plan the event. She's not exactly an event planner, so she brought me in to manage that event for her. And by the time she brought me in there, I picked the venue. Which when I got there, I did not like. So I said, let's try to find another venue. Fortunately, we were not able to find another venue. And then the date of the event was also moved. By the time I was moved, I was meant to be out of the country for another event. So I wasn't going to be at this event. My team was going to handle it. And this particular company is very, very finicky when it comes to branding. Their brand, printing of their materials, they're extremely finicky. So I'd told my staff everything they needed. I told my team everything they needed to get this event in order. We're meant to, for part of the branding at the event, we're meant to print some large frames. And something I'd concluded on before I left. Frames, banners, media walls, all the works. And I kept asking, how's everything going? I said, it's fine. How's everything going? It's fine. Only for my friend to call me and said, oh, Khummy, it's a disaster. And I'm asking, what's going on? And she says, first of all, the frames that were produced, by the time they hung them up and the ACs came up, the wood started to bend. They were pretty tall, I think they were like 6 feet high frames. The wood started to bend. And then the media wall had, when you print a media wall and it's not completely dry before you fold it up and take it to the venue, by the time they opened it up, it had some little white patches. I was 2. And then number 3 declined didn't like the venue at all. So the next morning, I called one of my staff to ask what exactly happened. And she said, oh, she spoke to one of the clients. And she asked him to rate the event. The client rated the event 1.5 over 10. I cried like a baby. Like, I just couldn't understand how we could get such a rating. And I remember calling my mentor to talk about it and calling a good friend of mine to talk about it. And they basically said, look, things happen, failures happen. What's the way forward? What do we learn from this? How do we move forward? So I'll tell you all the different things I learned from this event. Number 1, make sure that your staff, they see things the way you see them and they have the same mindset that you have. Because I kept asking my people, but you saw these things. What was going through your mind? And they kept saying, we saw it. And we kept saying to ourselves, Khummy won't like this. And I said, if Khummy won't like this, why did you allow it to stay? Because I know that if I was there, I would have found a solution. I'd have brought those things down, found someone else to make it. But I would have corrected the situation regardless of how much it would have cost us. Make sure your people see things the way you see. Make sure they have the same mindset you have. Make sure they have the same attention to detail that you have. It's 1. Number 2, make sure you have a support system. The good thing was I was able to call people that were able to help me see clearly after the event, because trust me, I'm sure I would have been a wreck for probably a month Number two, make sure you have a support system. Make sure you have people that you can talk to, people that you can tell you where you feel, people that can help you on a path to recovery. Number three, own your mistakes, own your failures, take full responsibility for them. That is the only way you are able to identify the things that you did that weren't right, and you are able to move forward when you own them. Don't shift the blame, don't pass the buck, own it and take responsibility. Number four, always remember there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining. There's always good even in the bad. At this particular event, I met one of the most amazing people that I have met in this event industry. We've gone on to plan some amazing events together, and we have gone ahead to become really, really, really good buddies. But we met even at this event that there was a lot of disaster at.
Mirror's events, unforgettable moments seamlessly delivered.